I would just welcome you to the new session for the data types and literals of Java. So there are also previous videos are there. You can go through once. Basically, I can say go through the video number 1 and 2, like the introduction of Java and basics of Java. Those are required prior to this. So in the data types of Java, so the first question comes for it, what is the need of the data type? So the need we can say that if you want to store some data temporarily, we know that Java implements the real world things into the programming. So in the real world we have lots of data are there, whether it may be in the office or in the schools, anywhere we have the data. So those data from the real world should be implemented in the programming world. So when we come to here, so this data type is very much helpful to implement those things. So the need we can say for the need, what is the need of data type? So the need will be to store the data temporarily. Sorry. So this is the need, but what is the data type? So if you going for the definition part, always whatever things you read, it's a suggestion like just search for the need and what is that thing and how is that work. Search for these things will get a overview of everything. So coming to the definition part, what is data type? So data type is something that which gives us information. Like what information it gives. So if you tell that information means what will be the size of the memory location and what will be the range. So some data are there, so some range will be also there. What will be the range of the data that can be stored in the memory location. Okay. So we know that from here the need is to store the data temporarily, and from the definition of the data type we got the thing that it gives us the information about the size of the memory location and range of data that can be stored in the memory location. Okay. In the data types, those are divided into the types, if you can say. The types are like two types. So one is like primitive type and another one is reference type. In the primitive type, we have like eight types are there. Basically, it have eight types. And in the reference, we have four types. These are not required to just memorize that these things are there. In the session, I will give you the questions and also the solution that will be provided. Like I will give you the link for my GitHub repo. There you can see the solution. Just click over the link and it will redirect you to the GitHub, and there you can get the solution of the questions that I'll give. Through the questions only you will get to memorize all the things. I'll make you memorize like that. just only see the videos, don't try to memorize, just practice. Only practice will make you memorize all the things. Okay. So like going through that, we have like two types, one is primitive and one is referenced. Okay. But the thing is, things comes, one questions comes to our mind that we know that from this definition that from the need we got that it stored the data temporarily, and from the definition of the data type we got the knowledge that it gives information of the size of the memory location and range of data. So with these two, we get one questions in our mind that this question forms actually. So question is that what JVM does when it encounters data type inside a program. So when you write a program, so what does JVM do? What is the process of the JVM? Okay, the thing is that JVM first of all creates a location, because without a location we also cannot stay. We just need a location to stay ourselves, whether human beings or animals, everyone need one location. Okay, it creates memory location based on the data type size. Okay, and and names that memory location. Like we stay in one of the address, so we stay one of the location. Then in that location we have some addresses there, like plot number this or something is there, a by 2, 2 by 210, something is that. So the name is very much important, or else there will be like confusion will be there. Names that memory location. Okay. And then it stores the assigned value in that memory location. First, it creates a memory location based on the data type size and names that memory location. Then, then it stores the assigned value in that memory location. Okay, so we'll not only reading by this. If we go only by reading only this, we'll get nothing. So we will go by example. Okay. Let's say we have this statement. Okay. We have one example is there. So we have this statement, the code of the line is there. Byte, byte we have in the primitive, we have there those types. We'll read those. Just for example case, b1 is equal to 10. Okay. So from this statement, what it will create? The JVM. So the JVM will create one memory location of size, that is of the data type. So byte have the size of one byte. So it will create one memory location. Okay, creates a memory location we know, and names that memory location, and names like we can say 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, anything we can give. Okay, these are imaginary numbers. Don't think that it will give that number. Then the name will be like it's one b1 variable is there, so b1 will be there. Then at last it will store the value. Then 10 will be stored. This is the process of the JVM. Okay. So going through these things are we are going through the primitive ones. Okay. The primitive ones we are going through. Okay. So we'll move forward like this. So this is the part of the example of this one. Not be confused. Okay. So if we'll move forward, so far there we observed that these things we talked about the primitive type. So going forward, we have limitations. Everything have limitations. So limitation of primitive data type. what is the limitation of the primitive data type? So the limitation we can say like going for the problem number one. Okay, problem number one. It will be like say we if we want to store multiple values, like we have a requirement and we need to store 1 to 100 number of values, then like we know that primitive data type cannot store multiple values in continuous memory location. It's stored by single and single and single. Like it will, if you assign them 100 values, then it will create 100 number of locations, then it will store them. So it is not a continuous process. Such like that, all the total things will be, all the 100 values will be available at a one place. Not like that. Okay. So the first one is that we cannot store multiple values in continuous memory locations. Okay, like example is that if we want to store 1 to 100 values, then we have to create 100 memory location, then we have to store. Okay, so if you will store for 100 number of places, then that retrieval process will be much more longer. Like you say, like we have 100 number of people, and those people so will be staying at 100 number of houses. Then going to those people will be a lot of time consuming. If those people will be available in a single apartment, let's take a example of that. If those 100 people will be staying in a one apartment, then it will be easy for approaching them whatever time, whatever date you require at a short period of time. You can meet all those 100 peoples. But while meeting these 100 people, those are living in the separate houses. So it will take some more time. Okay, that is the case only this. Create 100 number of location and also retrieval. It takes more time for retrieval too. Okay. Again, I am telling, don't memorize anything. Just go by the logics, link with the real world, practice the problem, everything will be easy. You cannot find any language more easier than Java. Okay. So after this, we will have the problem number two. Okay. So the problem number two will be in the problem number two also that like if we let's say we want to transfer anything from one place to another. Okay, like if all the peoples are living in a different separate houses, then we have to pick them up from every single houses. Yeah, yes or no? But if those 100 peoples will be living inside a apartment, then a single call is sufficient to bring them all the people to down and shifting them from one place to another place. But if they are staying in different places, then picking them one by one, one by one, one by one. So that is the case. We call it a network calls. In the software language, we call it network calls. Like if we transfer from one system to another system remotely, like 100 values are there, so it will take like 100 network calls. Okay. So we cannot pass we cannot pass all values to the remote computer with single network calls. Okay, which increase burden, increase lines of code in program. So 100 calls are there, so lines of code will also increases. Okay, example, we have to pass 1 to 100. We require 100 network calls. Okay, this is the thing. So we have this problem. So what will be the solution? Everything have a solution is there. So the solution is that we have the reference type is there. Okay, that is the solution. So to group them, this is the one thing we want to group them as a single unit. We must store them continuous locations. Okay, to group them as a single unit, we must store them in continuous memory locations, and this can be useful. This can be sorry, not useful. It's only possible by using reference data type. Like we can say like it may be like array or class, something else. Okay. So like if we are going for a small tour around the array, okay. So if you go around that array, we will read separately. Don't think that this is the end. Like in the array, uh, basically we can say like the array is used. It is used used to store fixed number of multiple values of same type. We cannot store dissimilar things in the array in continuous memory location, obviously. Locations. Okay, so this is a thing. Like array, we can say like in the array we can store like both primitive and also referenced. In array we can store primitive and reference type. Okay, so moving forward, we'll tell like this how the things are getting assigned in the array. So if we will take an example, so assigning example of that we can tell. So what will be the example? So let's say we have a array. We have a array like byte. Take that only byte array of b is equal to this is the initialization part. We will read it. Don't worry, we will read it. 1, 2. 3 dot 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 up to 100 we say. Okay, so 100 is there. So this will be, it will be stored like this. Okay, like we will be creating one memory location. Okay, sorry, not memory location, we're creating one array. So here like 1, 2 will be there, 3 will be there, and here 100 will be there. In between the spaces, we have like dot things. Okay, so this is the array. So locations will be there. Like these all are like reference fields. So one one box represents one element. Okay, so we will have like this. One memory location will be there. That memory location will be defining this one, byte one. Okay, this byte one will be referring this one. Okay, this one. Here location will be there. Then the name will be also there, B. Okay, and here the base location will be like 1010, 2020, like suppose. So, but here the value only first location will be there, like the base location will be there. Okay, there and it will be pointing to that thing. Okay, so here we are pointing to this location. Okay, this is the array assignment. So if you are going to describe it more, okay. So like here array is created with 100 values. So JVM creates 100 continuous functions with each location of size 1 byte with some starting address. Okay, like the here starting address means 1010 Okay, assume 1010. Okay, so each location here, if you are not able to understand anything, please mention those in the comments. Okay, I will also get learned by clearing your doubts. Okay, so each location is created with an index. So I have forgotten to tell, like index means here one is zero, start from zero, index zero, two, sorry, zero, one, two, like dot dot dot, it will go up to 99th location, because as it started from zero, that's why the 100th number location will be, the index will be 99. Okay, so each location is created with an index, starts with zero. There will be a lot typo errors will be there. Keyboard is getting old, and so as me too. Finally, the base base address is stored in the reference variable b to read and modify those values. Okay, so we have missed something. Go here, it is zeroth index, it is one index, it is two index, and it will be like 99th index. Okay, so the dot dot dot. Like this, the index will be there. So one thing I have noticed, I don't know whether you have noticed or not. One thing I have noticed, I am writing it down. Please say it yes or no. Because one thing notice that memory location. Okay, based on the memory location wise, there were no no difference, no difference in storing multiple values using variables, variables and okay, array. Both consumed same size, like both consumed same size of memory. Okay, don't think that like that actually memory will be less. Both consumed same size of memory. Okay, and like in this case, what we have 100 values, 100 bytes. The only difference is what? Performance. Performance. The only difference is the performance. Okay. And and like we can say like array always gives always gives high performance than all other data types in the storing multiple values. Okay. Array gives high performance than all other data types in storing multiple values. Okay, so we talked a lot about this arrays. We will be reading a lot about those in the future, but there are some also limitation for arrays. Okay, we can say everything has limitation, so this array have also limitation. So what will be the limitation of array? Limitation of array. Okay. So here we can say that what are the limitation of array? So the limitation is that array size is fixed. Okay, one thing is that the size is fixed. Size is fixed. Okay, and one more thing is there like size it's not it will not allow us to store values more than its size. Okay, it will not allow different values too. Okay, so you can say like this. it will not allow us to store values more than its size. Fixed size is fixed. Okay. And one more difference is that it don't allow. It don't allow. Okay. What it don't allow? Allow different types. We know that array is only homogeneous type, not heterogeneous. Okay, we cannot store multiple types of values, types, not multiple types of values, but we can like for the array, we can store the similar types. Okay, it don't allow different values. Okay, so what is the solution for this? Like there is some problem in the primitive, we came to array. In the array, there is some there is some limitation. So we should go for one of the final destination. That is the class. We can go to the class. Okay, array limitation is covered by this is the class. Okay, so like we'll be reading over it more depth in the coming class. Okay, all the things I'll be completing. Okay, I'm planning to complete all the things within a month, the Java. Please go through the videos. Don't ever try to memorize, but practice. Okay, I will share as much as possible questions with you over the end of the each topic. Okay, and for the solution part, you can go to the GitHub link I will be sharing.